HBO has a new documentary out about the backstory of the Obama campaign and the people who made it happen, the people in the trenches, the back rooms, most of them very young. Kaylee Hartung focuses on one of them who now works at the FCC in this week's Washington Unplugged Under 40.
A campaign is about more than just the candidate. It's also about hundreds of young people chasing their dreams.
My name is Ronnie, calling from the Barack Obama campaign here in Des Moines.
HBO's new documentary, By the People, The Election of Barack Obama, introduces us to one of them, Ronnie Cho, a confessed political junkie who put his life on hold for nearly 2 years.
And it was the best time of my life. One of the most difficult things I've ever been through, but just in terms of emotionally, intellectually, physically exhaustive work, and it paid off.
Ronnie joined the campaign just weeks after Obama announced his candidacy.
Very fortunately, I got a call from Mitch Stewart, who was our Iowa caucus director and a hero of mine, and he said, "You want a job?" And I said, "Yes." He says, "When can you be here?" I said, 2 weeks. And he says, "All right, well, it's going to be a great ride." And that was just probably the biggest understatement he's ever said. Yeah.
He left his job in Arizona's Department of Commerce, where he worked under another early Obama supporter, Janet Napolitano. And he started where most young people do, at the bottom of the totem pole.
One of the first scenes that we see you in the documentary, you say half the battle is just getting people to know who he is.
I remember begging people to come see him at a house party next door, and they weren't sure if they wanted to go. They didn't think he had a chance. And then you see in this mall, just this past January, packed with millions of people. We've come a really long way.
And HBO was along for the ride. The cameras first met Ronnie in Iowa.
Now, there were plenty of campaign staffers that those folks at HBO could have chosen to follow. Why do you think they chose you?
Man, that's a great question. I don't know. I thought, all right, well, maybe I'd be in the background, or maybe there'd be one scene of me talking. I had no idea that I was going to be featured as much.
But Iowa is one place a campaign volunteer can take a starring role.
I think everyone should experience the Iowa caucuses. This is a state, and these are people who don't want to pick just a candidate. They want to pick a president.
Lucky for Ronnie, they chose Obama. So after 10 months in Iowa, he went on to Texas, Indiana, and finally Maine, getting more responsibility at every stop.
Ultimately, I got to run my own state and hire my own staff and manage the campaign in a targeted state, and I was happy to do that, and I felt proud to be a part of our victory.
And he wasn't the only one.
I'm so proud of you, how you handle and how you work, honey.
Ronnie's parents came to the United States from South Korea.
It really came from nothing. We didn't know that we were disadvantaged in any way. It wasn't the attitude my parents had. And they were always so encouraging of everything we wanted to do, and I think a lot of that has rubbed off on me, certainly has.
He took his job seriously and creatively.
Are you responsible for the choreography of the O dance?
I wish I could take credit for it. There was a fellow campaign staffer named Patrick Choquette that stole it from Will Smith and Carlton.
From
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And we just are always trying to Obamify as many things as we can.
And now he's working for the president. He's an analyst at the FCC.
A lot of us felt compelled to help the president now that he's the president, and to put your money where your mouth is. We had told Americans for a long time that we're going to help change Washington, and I want to be a part of that change. But ultimately, I think I do want to run for office one day. I do want to be in a position to help people. Maybe Dogcatcher Cho first, and then we'll build our way towards
Everyone has to start somewhere.
Ronnie did say Senator Cho has a nice ring to it, but he's only 26, so he has a couple of years to wait before he can make that big run.
I thought, Kaylee, what's so interesting is how here's a kid who starts at the bottom of this campaign and wound up managing the campaign in one of the states. Which one did he wind up running?
He was out in Maine, started on the campaign in Iowa, spent 10 months there when he was 24 years old. By the end of it, he was running the state of Maine's campaign.
We hear so much about young people who do want to make a difference, and this really underlines that if you're willing to get out there and try,
put in your time.
Put in your time, you can really make a difference in a campaign, and this is just
proof
a
of that.
remarkable example of that. Thank you so much, Kaylee.